Hey everyone, still working on the window. Here's something we found out about. See that weird cut in the sheathing? And how the sheathing isn't all the way out to the window? This house was in a tornado, the first EF5 tornado in recorded history in 1893. And this window isn't in here even close to straight, or I should say level or anything. This window is a replacement window. And how I know is because that cutout is for a trim that would go up on top of the window, and then the trim would sit down a little further. So we've got another, 4 inches or so at the top above that trim. So we've added another, 6 inches to 7 inches of window here. And I imagine in the tornado, this house was half blown apart. So this house the roof was taken off, the second story above the living room was collapsed in on the first. I don't know about the rest of the second story, how much of it survived, but some of the house survived. We think that they just built on top of it. And seeing that they probably wanted a larger window in here at the time, it was a prime time to take that window out and expand it to make it larger. Which is interesting. The tornado literally took out most of the town, down to the foundations. The tornado just passed this house on its way through town, and there's lots of stories. In fact, one of them is the owner of this house at the time was a banker at the time, and he went through and after the tornado found one of his horses shoved through a window. Could have been one of these windows. Could have been over there in the laundry room because it was still part of the kitchen at the time. And that's how he found that horse. His carriage house, which was right over on this side, was destroyed. He had parts from houses from 5 or 6 different houses in his yard. I mean, it was a complete disaster. He then bankrolled the community back to where it is today. So he went ahead and paid for the lumber to come in, and he bankrolled people to get their houses rebuilt, and then just pay them back and everything. No questions asked. There was a lot of deaths in that tornado because there's no tornado sirens, no anything. In fact, I've got 2 stained glasses. Let's just walk in there. You can look at my floors because they're beautiful. There's 2 stained glasses on this side of the house. Let's see if I can get some more light. That middle thing here depicts the tornado. There's 4 red jewels in the stained glass, which represent the people who survived. So there's 1 servant, 2 kids, 1 servant, 2 kids, and his father, because they were all in the house at the time. The owner was off visiting another house at the time and had to weather the storm there. These all survived, and they all survived in this room. So this room, the ceiling fell down over some heavy furniture in the middle of the room, and they were able to huddle under that furniture to survive. So you can see all the orange here, I imagine, is wind. But you know how they always say it's green when the sky turns green when you get tornadoes? This is the exact same shade of green. In fact, when it's stormy out, this green glows in that. And then you have the outline to outline wind and everything else coming into the tornado and destroying it. The other one is in my office. It depicts in the middle, that part there, just barren dirt. That's how the town was left. And then we have the 6 jewels on there. I'm not exactly sure what those are meaning, but this is basically the aftermath from that tornado. I mean, those could have been friends that died. It could have been anything in this. This is made with the same green glass and everything. The same glass as the other one. That glows when it's storm out. Yeah, someone painted this room purple. Anyway. So you go back to the window. What better prime time to change out your window than to do it when you're rebuilding the house? Nothing about this window is plumb. That also explains why the sheathing's cut back so much and so irregular on both sides. See, there's the other cutout on the other side. And this one, the sheathing stops about right here at the stop bead. But then I have all this space here, which is part of the window, and the trim. So this would be trim, and that's where the sheathing is. So it's the full, probably inch sheathing. And then here's the trim. This is nailed onto here for the stupid aluminum window. That's not original. It's just whenever they did the aluminum. That's why I have nails sticking everywhere that was nailing this in. I gotta remove that at some point. But anyway, it's just an interesting find. When you start digging into houses like this, you'll never know what you find. And that's it's definitely an interesting find. Anyway, rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.